Yay! This house is a mess.
Okay, Virgo, just forget your hat.
We're off to Grand Rupees. We're going towards Grabbits to her white coat ceremony. She's currently driving because I don't like to drive. So we out here. We're getting this bread today. Are you excited? You look so old.
I need a poop.
You need to poop because you're that cute and poop. I think you need to eat something. We're excited. Our car is going first. The rest of the family will follow through. My eye bags. Oh my gosh. You're so nervous. You look like you need to poop. Do you need to poop?
I think it's just the feeling.
She has that butterfly. Off we go. Nervous?
No, I need to pee.
We can't go to this guy. I think you should go to the bathroom and then figure it out.
Our formal introduction of the class of 2023 to the medical school. So welcome. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Let your life be your message to the world." Let your life be your message to the world. Put another way, your actions speak louder than your words. And today, your life is saying something quite remarkable. To get to where you sit right now, you persisted when others wouldn't. When knocked down, you got back up. You had hopes, you had dreams, you had courage. You should be so proud of yourselves. And you continued, right? And you didn't do this for you. You did this for a life serving others. I'll share a story with you. I was working in a free clinic in Seattle. We had started really early. It was about 11 o'clock. And I started getting a shoulder rub. And I looked up and I was by chiropractic. And I said, how fortuitous, right? But when I turned around, it wasn't a chiropractor. It was a woman who clearly lived a very hard life and had struggled. And she said to me that she didn't know how else to say thank you, but it made a difference to her. And you could see in her eyes, despite the difficulties of her journey, hope. Hope that someone for no apparent reason was giving back to care for her. And so know that long before you learn all you wish you knew as a doctor, you can give hope right away by just showing that you care. And that's how we selected you, was that you are people who care. And your coat will be a symbol of hope. And never lose sight of that. That's 3. 4, the 4th. You are a role model. You are a role model. I had been up through the night with a patient as a student. She wasn't doing well. I stayed through till noon the next day, and then my resident said, you need to go home, get some sleep, and come back. And I remember getting on the elevator, and I was greeted by a man with a somewhat unusual grin, and he said, hey, Doc, leaving early to go play golf? Now, as I reflected on my comments to that gentleman, my initial thoughts were not ones that would have made my mother proud. But then I remembered that I was a role model. And so I thought that the best answer was to share with this individual that in fact I had been up all night with a patient. And I was going home to get some rest so I could come back and offer caring. And so remembering that even in those moments where your reflex might be different, you're a role model. And I believe that individual left more informed than if I had shared my initial thoughts. And then finally, you will create fear and intimidation. There are people in our nation whose experience with healthcare have not been positive, have not been just. There are people that when they are ill, they will feel vulnerable, they will feel afraid. And when you show up in your white coat, you must be vigilant to remember that that may be occurring. And so both literally and figuratively, there are times that you'll need to set your white coat aside if you're going to bring health, hope, and healing. So your coat, let it remind you to celebrate, partner, bring hope, be a role model, and be intentional. Your life is your message to the world. I could not be more proud to welcome the class of 2023. Bravo to all of you.
You're Yang. Blood pressure cuff. Look. Look at it. 이거什么？妈咪可以吗？可以，
맞지?
可以。哇！
태반비.
뭐.
와우.
Bye.
아이차오. 와우.
오늘 뭐?
태반비.
와우.
còn lắm nọ.
Quý quá. Cô ăn này máu.
ngon hơn bia. ngon hơn.
He's gonna try it on before you.
Sai cơ học. Câu nọ.
Ô nó.
Câu nọ. Câu nọ mà biết.
Không hòm. À tôi lên nằm một cái mông nà. Không có cô qua mà. Nó rơi hồng thế. Wow.
Wow.
So what's the password?
She starts reading. She starts reading. Hi.
Wow.
You have no heart.
You guys gonna be my video. Take a nice photo.
Like,
Oh, stop it.
like the hand that's gonna come out.